The most disrespected person in America is the black woman. The most unprotected person in America is the black woman. The most neglected person in America is the black woman.
I heard him say, "I killed that bitch." Yeah, I can still hear him screaming.
Hello, brothers and sisters. Thank you all for joining me tonight. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are healing and living your best life. Tonight's story will be about 31-year-old Courtney Camille Cox. Courtney was a well-respected, well-known lawyer in the city of Atlanta. She lived downtown Atlanta, and I know whenever I discuss the women in these cases, I've noticed that each one of them, I'm always saying that they accomplished so much and they reached their goals. And I'm noticing that the majority of them are. So these women are Black girl magic. They're living in their purpose and they're doing the things that they wanted to do with their life. At only 26, Courtney finished law school. At 31, she was a well-known lawyer. That is a great accomplishment. Courtney also inspired her family with one of her cousins writing, "Courtney was the first person that I saw go to college traditionally. She was so smart and so successful. I knew I wanted to do just the same because I saw her do it. I would gladly say I have a cousin who went to Spelman and she speaks multiple languages. Yet, she studied out of the country and now she's a lawyer in Atlanta. She did it first, then I followed, then the younger cousins followed. So she really, really made an impact on her family to the point where her family members, cousins followed in her footsteps." Her cousin go on to say, "Everyone was so proud of us for that. I'll never forget when we were younger standing in grandma's house. I said something along the lines of, 'You talk like a white girl.' She told me, 'No, cousin, being Black and educated is not the equivalent to being white.' That stuck with me forever and I never said it again." So in or around June of 2021, Courtney had the unfortunate fate of meeting 32-year-old Jarvis Jarvette, and the two began the relationship. Family members said that the two were really crazy about each other and so in love. And so with that happening, you wonder why this was the headlines on October the 20th of 2021.
New developments tonight after a woman is shot and killed in a high-rise in Midtown. Tonight we're learning more about the victim and her relationship with the shooter.
CBS 46's Zach Summers is in Midtown with the very latest.
Those who knew the victim and shooter tell me they met here at Atlantic House, that the two started dating over summer and appeared to be crazy about one another.
Friends of Courtney Cox, who prefer to remain anonymous, say she was a genuinely nice person. The 31-year-old lawyer was found dead inside her apartment at Atlantic House in Midtown after her alleged killer, Jarvis Jarrett, shot at police.
Sadly, we could not address what happened inside an apartment, but it is our quick response that I think that saved our community from a much worse incident.
Officers responded to the 21st floor of Cox's high-rise apartment around 3:15 this morning and found Jarrett shooting from the balcony. Investigators say it appeared the 32-year-old was shooting both inside and outside. Nearby residents took cover.
Terrifying for me because then I'm sitting in my bathroom it's one thing to do self-defense if it comes quickly, but when you're sitting there and at any moment there could be someone that climbs in and you have to deal with that, it was harrowing.
Jarrett was shot and killed by a responding officer after the GBI says he fired a rifle at police. While no one else was hurt, at least one bullet hit a pipe, causing some flooding inside the building. Bullets also flew into several other units, including one across the street at the Icon.
Coming up here now and looking at the hole in my wall in my bookcase and seeing that it was 6 inches from my face has been a little jarring.
APD is still investigating what exactly happened between Jarrett and Cox before she was killed. Leaders asking residents to call 911 first before posting to social media in incidents like this. In Midtown, Zach Summers, CBS 46 News.
And so a couple of things. First, they just started dating in June of 2021. It is October. October the 20th is when he murdered her. What could have happened in 4 or 5 months that could cause him to want to murder her? Sometimes I try to understand the psyche of these people because it doesn't make sense. I look back on his criminal cases and he had a couple of things Mostly traffic involved, but nothing violent. Like really no violent history. So what is it that is setting people off to the point where you're just willing to throw your life away and be murdered? And as you listen to that video, they said he was jumping from balcony to balcony, shooting like the Wild Wild West. Like, what the hell is wrong with these people? So you throwing your whole life away at 32 years old for what? And this man also had a baby. I looked on his social media page. Honestly, there's not much information about him or her on social media. Only like, just basic information. But I looked on his page and I saw him with several pictures with his little daughter who is beautiful. And it's like you were in a relationship with the mother long enough to have the baby, but you murdered this girl in 5 months. And I just don't really understand. I mean, nobody should be murdered, but I'm trying to understand the mind frame. Like, you don't have a violent history, but all of a sudden you're willing to throw away your whole life. And he was murdered by one of the police officers. So basically, threw away his whole life to murder this girl. For what reason? And a lot of people were saying that she got with a thug. Oh, Black women need to choose better. And that kind of struck me because I'm like, where are the better choices? There are not many better choices. And even if the man is in a better position, like we don't know what position this man was in financially. However, I've done cases on my page of when men were in prominent positions and they still murdered, their significant other. So where are the better choices? Because I don't think at this point it's a matter of who we're choosing. It's a matter of who the people are, who in this case the men are, because it's not just Black men. Even though I discuss Black men and Black women on this channel because I am a Black woman, so my concerns are geared toward my people. This is happening with white men and white women too. How many cases have you seen where the white woman is being murdered by the husband? Like, this is an epidemic. I don't know what is causing this, but it's really just out of control. And it's every 6 hours for Black women. And like I said, my page, if you follow me, it's every 8 hours because at that time that I made this page, that's what it was. But now it's every 6 hours. And I think the number is up to 1,053 Black women have been murdered this year, mostly by their significant other. Another thing about this case is they were saying that the majority of the people were just recording the video and posting it to social media of him shooting, but they weren't calling 911. And another thing I want you to notice is how callous he was when he was in the act of shooting. At the beginning of this video, you see a witness saying that he said, "I killed that bitch." Think about that. Somebody that you're involved in a relationship with has just murdered you. And this is what they're saying. So there's absolutely no remorse. There's absolute disregard for her life. There's no regret. This is a video of the witnesses and what they were saying of what they saw. Again, it's being reported that no one called 911. Well, not no one, but the majority of the people were recording this and putting it on social media. I really hope that this is not true.
Confusion and chaos after an active shooter kills a woman in a Midtown high-rise. For the first time, we're hearing eyewitness accounts of the shooter jumping from balcony to balcony. CBS 46's Zach Summers has the newly released 911 call. Zach.
Yeah, Rick, in one of those 911 calls, we hear a witness tell dispatch that they heard multiple gunshots coming from Atlantic House for at least 15 minutes with no officers in sight.
I heard him say, "I killed that bitch." Yeah, I can still hear him screaming.
911 calls reveal many residents living in and around Atlantic House witnessed Wednesday morning shooting from the balconies of their high-rise apartments.
The guy's shooting right now. I mean, that's crazy.
Callers reported hearing several shots coming from Atlantic House on West Peachtree, and a man, later identified as Jarvis Durrett, screaming and jumping from balcony to balcony.
Oh my God, I think he's just, he just got in the balcony he got into the next apartment, someone else's. And he's trying to break the window wall.
Murd3red is accused of killing 31-year-old Courtney Cox, a lawyer who lived on the 21st floor of the building. Friends say the two began dating over the summer.
Yeah, he's just going back and forth trying to, like, see if anybody's coming. I mean, he's like left, right, looking left, right, left, right. Right now he's straddling. Shots are being fired.
Murd3red was shot and killed by a responding officer after the GBI says the 32-year-old fired a rifle at police. Now, while no one else was hurt, a bullet did hit a pipe, causing some flooding inside Atlantic House. Stray bullets also hit other units, including an apartment complex across the street. Live in Midtown, Zach Summers, CBS 46 News.
Zach, thank you. New tonight.
And so the man you see on the screen is 32-year-old Jarvis Murd3red, the one who murdered Courtney Cox. And so, I mean, you never judge a book by its cover, but he doesn't look like he should have the privilege of even, he looked like the only time he would be around a lawyer is if she was representing him in court. But most of the time you get these single successful Black women with limited options of who to date. And, you know, I mean, not judging, like I said, it could have went a different way. He could have been a nice guy, but in this case, he wasn't, and he ended up murdering her. And so this man that you see on the screen right now is 35-year-old Fiston Ngoy. And I tied these two cases in together because there's a common theme that's seen in both cases. In this case, this was a 35-year-old man, Black man, who raped a woman on the train. And as he was raping the woman on the train, it has been reported that the bystanders only watched and did not help. So it's hard for me to understand. This happened in Philadelphia about 5 days ago. So it's hard for me to understand that people would stand around and watch a woman get raped on the train. The reason why I covered this story as well is because I'm pretty sure if nobody jumped in to help that this was a Black woman. Call me biased, I don't care. But I'm pretty sure that the woman he was raping was a Black woman. Let's listen to the news story.
SEPTA is asking people to step up, saying people need to speak up when they see a crime happening in front of them. I'm Shayna Humphreys.
I'm Jason Martinez, and this is all in response to the recent rape of a woman on the Market-Frankford line. Our Jeff Cole live in Upper Darby tonight. Jeff.
Yeah, Jason, we've talked to investigators who say, in point of fact, while this woman was being attacked, there were passengers on the train. They did apparently witness what was going on and apparently did nothing about it. SEPTA tonight is defending its response to the rape on the L, and it's asking, though, passengers who see something wrong to please help them. At Upper Darby's 69th Street station, passengers of the Market-Frankford line are outraged.
The attack was brutal. It was wicked, and the worst part is when the people were watching.
Several people watching, some within arm's length, says Upper Darby's superintendent of police, whose officers are investigating the rape of a female passenger on the Market-Frankford line Wednesday night on a train heading west to Upper Darby.
It's a horrendous act. And unfortunately, we live in a time right now where there are horrendous things, as always.
Arrested is 35-year-old Fiston Ngoy, who investigators say is seen on a train security camera sitting next to the alleged victim, touching her, and then raping her. Investigators say a female SEPTA employee called in the attack, which was relayed on radio about the attacker disrobing on a train at 56th Street Station.
Westbound train currently at 56th Street, train car 1102, male disrobing on the train.
SEPTA says Ngoy was arrested at 69th Street Station on the train in the act. This afternoon, SEPTA's general manager and its police chief met reporters at the station to urge passengers to speak up when they see trouble.
You believe the agency's response was adequate and timely and did what it was supposed to do?
It was a very quick response, and let me say to everybody, there are 28,000 cameras on the SEPTA system. You will be videoed.
Any idea why anybody couldn't get to him then?
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about less than 3 minutes, Jeff. And in 3 minutes' time, police are coming in contact with that person and making an arrest. I think that's pretty good.
So we were asking Chief Nestel there why, if there was a call made at 56th Street Station of the man disrobing, why they couldn't get to him earlier, and you heard his argument there that they caught him within 3 minutes. Investigators say the victim got on the train after having a few beers, maybe apparently after work, say that she did not certainly know her attacker tried to push him off, couldn't, that she may have then gone into shock when he attacked her. What to do, says SEPTA, if you see something horrific or just something going wrong on the train, is to obviously call 911 or use SEPTA call boxes on those trains. Live in Upper Darby near the 69th Street Station. Jeff Cole, Fox 29 News.
And so they're saying that they got to him within 3 minutes of getting the call that he disrobed. That is not good enough. It's not good enough, because I can't imagine what this poor woman is going through. But I tied these stories in together to show that we as a society got to stop recording and start acting. I feel like it is all of our duty to jump in. I mean, of course, if somebody's shooting, you're not going to, react, but you can at least call 911. You probably couldn't have saved her life, but you might would have been able to. And so I think we need to just put our cell phone, stop recording this stuff to share with social media. Unless you're going to direct it to a police officer or someone that can help the person in the situation, please just stop recording and help as much as you can. This man on the train that was raping this girl, he didn't have a weapon, as far as I know. So why didn't anybody on the train jump in? Even the men. Like, why didn't they jump in and stop him from raping her? I'm sure this poor girl is traumatized. I am sure the fact that she was unprotected basically means that she was a Black woman. And I stand by that. And unless you can prove me wrong, then she's a Black woman. This happened in Philadelphia. Also, 5 days later, there was another pervert on the train who was touching school-age girls who, whenever they got on the train after leaving school. So I say this to say these demons are running rampant. You are not safe. It does not matter where you are. Most of the time, whenever you have someone that get raped, they're going to do it in a conspicuous place or inconspicuous place. They're going to do it where they can't get caught. But these demons, they don't care anymore. They don't care. They're doing things out in the open that they shouldn't be doing, period, but they don't have any wherewithal. They don't care. So again, I'm saying we all need to be exercising our Second Amendment rights. We all need to get guns, ladies. We got to travel with guns. We got to travel with mace. We got to have something, because we are not protected. Nobody is protecting us. Nobody cares really what's happening to us except for us. That's why you see several Black women on this platform of YouTube and other platforms, Facebook, who are exposing this epidemic that is happening to Black women. We have to protect ourselves. We have to have something. If she had had mace, she may have been able to get him off of her. I'm sure the shock of somebody just doing that publicly really caught her off guard. But if she had some mace on her, if he was walking toward her butt naked, because as you heard them say, he disrobed on the train. So this man was naked on the train. She could have sprayed him with mace and got him away from her long enough for her to run away, because I'm sorry, when somebody is raping you, 3 minutes is too long of a time. It just is what it is. I feel like everybody on that train should have jumped on him and beat the hell out of him. So these demons are showing no mercy, ladies, and we have to show no mercy. It is my prayer, I sincerely pray, that Fiston Noy burns in hell forever, infinitely. And I pray that Courtney Cox rest in peace and may her family find peace. I'll talk to you guys later.